Morning, all. All right, so we got two games tonight in the National Hockey League, and going forward, the nightly previews will be part of the news video in the morning as well, as we won't be having any more days where there's four games on at once, unless the NHL decides to have a four game day in the next round. But that would mean that nobody be playing on the day before or after, so I don't see that happening. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start tonight in Dallas. That's right. Dallas finally gets a start time that kind of works with Dallas, so they should be grateful that other series got finished. Which, I mean, that's where home ice advantage. I think it's part of home ice advantage is having your start time at a normal time. But anyways, for teams, and again, it happened with Minnesota last year. It happened with Dallas last year. It's happening with Dallas this year too. Colorado, Winnipeg, really. Unless you're on the West Coast or you're in the Eastern time zone, your start times are probably going to be kind of a little bit wonky. But this one tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Dallas hosting Vegas. It's Game 5. The interesting thing is Adin Hill's starting tonight. So switching from Thompson to Hill is an interesting choice since I don't think Thompson is the reason they lost either of the two games that Vegas has lost. But I get it. Adin Hill had a pretty good run in last year's playoffs. So Bruce Cassidy going with a hunch here. Eichel, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points thus far in this series. And for all the hype about how Mark Stone this, Mark Stone that, he has 1 goal, 7 shots, and he's a -3 in this series. I don't think he's 100%. I'm just going to say straight out, I don't think he's 100%. Theodore, no points for him in 10 shots. So there's definitely been some Golden Knights that have been struggling. Logan Thompson save percentage of .921. And now Hill gets the start tonight, so we'll see how that turns out. On the Dallas side, Robertson, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Ben has a goal and an assist, 8 shots. He's also a -2. Heiskanen, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points for Miro, who has been very good throughout these playoffs. And Jake Ottinger's numbers have been getting better. He's up to a .907 save percentage now in this first round, and they're going to need him to be at his best tonight. I expect Vegas to come out and try to win their third straight game in Dallas, and then try to go home and win it in 6. So we'll see how things go tonight. Whoever wins tonight's game, very, very likely to win the series. And then at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, it's the LA Kings, the Edmonton Oilers. The last game, not the most exciting, but it was a 1-0 win. The LA Kings going to be looking to get on the scoreboard tonight. Kempe, 3 goals and an assist. Probably the most effective at scoring on Stuart Skinner thus far in these playoffs. Fiala with 1 goal and 14 shots. Moore, 1 goal for Trevor Moore, 13 shots. So these guys just need some of those shots to start going in. Talbot had an .861 save percentage. The last game was played by Riddick, who had a .923 save percentage in the loss. On the Edmonton side of things, McDavid, not bad. A goal and 9 assists for 10 points so far in 4 games. Draisaitl, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. These guys know how to produce in the playoffs. Evander Kane, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points thus far. Could be one to watch tonight. And again, Skinner, .919 save percentage. His numbers dramatically improving thanks to that shutout. Before that shutout, his numbers were kind of pedestrian. So we'll see how things go tonight. If the Kings resume, getting some goals on him, or if the wall that we saw from him in the last game is telling us the future, and we'll find out tonight. The Norris finalists have been revealed, and there's no surprise at all. None. Hughes, Yossi, and Makar. Cool. Great. That's exactly who we knew were going to be the top 3. Those are the 3 that I've been talking about as being the most likely to win the Norris Trophy this year. And what's interesting is Hughes had the fantastic first half of the season. I thought Yossi had a really strong second half to the season. Makar just was pretty consistent throughout. He did have his point drops as well. So we'll see how things go. We will see how things go and who wins it. Quinn Hughes is very, very likely to win it. Highly likely to win it. So I think Hughes probably walks away with the Norris. Of course, for the Canucks and Hughes and everything right now, the concern would more be, got to eliminate Nashville. So if you ask him about being a Norris finalist today, he's probably going to say, yep, that's great, but, and then throw in that they have to knock out Nashville. Tampa Bay news. So with Tampa Bay being out for the 2nd straight season early, the general manager's got some work to do. And Julian Brisebois saying that they're looking to sign Stamkos, and that's a priority. And I'm sure for people who've been following this, the question would be, why wasn't it a priority prior to this season? So he wants to keep him, and he's been talking with Victor Hedman's agent. Hedman's a free agent next summer. meaning that the earliest he can sign a contract with them is July the 1st of this summer. So if they're smart, they'll get Stamkos and Hedman both done and, maybe bring them both out for a press conference, get them both signed to an extension. I don't think either of them are going to be long-term extensions at this point in their careers, but both players have definitely earned the right to retire as members of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I think Julien Brisebois is going to want to make that happen. Brett Pesce, no longer in a walking boot. He could return during the series against the New York Rangers. It will be interesting to see how healthy both teams are, since they're going to get a decent amount of time off before that next series gets started up. And also, there will be an announcement coming soon, according to Don Waddell, in regards to the AHL affiliation this team could have for 2024-2025. Keeping in mind, they haven't had one for the past year. It fell apart with the Chicago Wolves. I get the feeling there's probably going to be an expansion figured out in the American Hockey League that will accommodate them. Keeping in mind the NHL is talking about expanding as well, so the AHL might as well. And then the Chicago Wolves, I guess, could find a partnership with an expansion team, right? But anyways, it is interesting. And of course, with AHL affiliations, it brings me back to Arizona and the fact that the Roadrunners are going to be the affiliate for Utah, but nothing was officially announced. It's almost as if the franchise relocated. But anyways, that's a whole other discussion. I swear there's still a Coyotes, but yeah, I would think the AHL affiliation announcement should be kind of fun. We'll see if maybe they make it a very close affiliation. Maybe it'll be in North Carolina as well. So we'll see, because that does seem to be the way that things work now with the AHL, is having your AHL franchise as close to home as possible. So we'll see what the plan is with Carolina. Boston news: Andrew Peeke with a broken finger, according to Jim Montgomery. He's out for a couple of weeks. So I would say add a week to that. If the coach is saying a couple of weeks, I would think make it maybe 3. But either way, for the Boston Bruins to still be playing, they got to figure out a way to get past Toronto, or else a couple of weeks might as well be, he'll be back in October. So it will be interesting to see how the Bruins continue to navigate this series against Toronto. I did kind of get a chuckle out of a headline I saw today saying that, Swayman's no longer this kind of wall against the Leafs, and I'm thinking, they got 2 goals against him, and the second one was in overtime. He's still doing a very good job of stopping Toronto shots, but the difference was that Boston didn't get the goals they wanted to either. So we'll see how things go in the next game, but Peeke won't be in it. He's got that broken finger. And I wanted to throw this in here as well. The reality is that 4th win is definitely the hardest to get. Every year this happens, the teams that are up 3-1 have trouble closing it out. And you will have series where a 3-1 series lead is whittled away or gone. And yes, Vancouver's done it before. Yes, Boston's done it before. Would I be surprised if they both did it the same year? Not really. No. Am I hoping they don't? Sure. Would I be all that surprised? Nah. All right, that would definitely check out with the last 40 plus years I've been watching hockey. So we'll see how it turns out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.